Hey guys, welcome back to Frenemies. I'm Ian, and we're back with more of The Flash. Last episode was awesome, but it sucked at the same time because Barry took Nora back to her time and just left her there. Now, what I feel like is gonna have some kind of presence in this episode is the fact that he didn't talk to Iris first. Unless he did, then I guess there wouldn't be much in this episode. But if he didn't, she's definitely gonna have some words with him about that, seeing as she's the one that trusted her or decided to give Nora another chance in the first place. Yeah, if he didn't talk with her first, then she's not gonna be happy at all. Probably a pretty big argument between them about that, because that's a huge thing not to talk to your wife about. Just taking her. Not a normal situation, but taking your daughter back to her time in the future, and just kind of abandoning her. Yeah, well, Iris is a mother. Yeah, Barry is the dad, but most of the time, mothers are more protective in another way. And if Iris isn't on board about what Barry did, I kind of agree, because I mean, I don't know if he should have necessarily brought her back to her time. I don't know, because now she's just alone with Eobard. He basically put her in a spot where she'll have nowhere to go to, no one to go to except for Eobard. Well, she'll have her mom in the future. Maybe the time has changed there to where the Iris and her Iris in her time knows what happened in our time, in our present. So maybe they can kind of at least catch up there. She'll have someone in that regard. But if not, or if she doesn't think about that, about talking to her mom, all she'll have is Eobard. That's kind of the reason Barry brought her back in the first place. Well, kind of, because the reason he brought her back is he can't trust her, because she kept going back after having him and others to go to in the first place. But yeah, we also saw Godspeed. That was pretty cool. I know a lot of people were unhappy with the fact that he wasn't used properly and his backstory was very different. But maybe he'll get another chance later on, like in the next season, or it'll be a different person. Maybe somebody else will get the suit or a similar suit, but it'll have actual speedster powers without having to inject V9 into themselves. The thing is, the suit was a sick looking suit. They don't usually make a suit that cool just to use it once. That's a lot of effort put into that suit. I don't know, maybe it's just because they want to have it in the episode and they're gonna do it justice, I guess, the suit anyway. I don't know. Maybe it is a one-off, but he might come back next season at least. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. I mean, I don't know how everybody's stance is gonna be this episode. Yeah, we got obviously Iris won't be happy if Barry didn't talk to her about it. Joe and Seal, I don't know. They're probably not gonna. They'll probably. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna be more on Iris' side than. I mean, they're gonna understand, but they're not gonna. Not gonna be as on Barry about it than Iris would be. I'm just excited and curious to see what's gonna happen in this episode. Let's just jump into it.
You took our daughter back to the future?
Definitely didn't know.
I didn't have any other choice.
It's we, Barry. We. She's our daughter, not just yours.
I know that.
But you left her there anyway?
I can't trust her.
You always see one way through a problem, and damn what I think.
Wait, what the hell does that mean?
You know, we have been through so much crap. We have been through so much therapy, and you are still making decisions based on your emotions.
Because I'm right this time. You think I wanted to do this? That this was easy? Seeing Nora, looking at me, asking for forgiveness, knowing that it might be the last time I ever see her?
What about the last time that I get to see her, Barry? I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye.
Damn it, Iris, she lied to us for months.
And she explained why.
That she was working with Thawne? That doesn't bother you.
No, it doesn't.
feel differently.
Maybe you feeling differently, Barry, is why we should have made this decision together. She just wanted to meet you, Barry.
You talk about making decisions based on emotion. Look in the mirror.
Oh, Jesus, this is not.
You've run into the Speed Force hundreds of times. And my father,
Oh,
other
no.
speedsters, they never felt you coming.
Negative Speed Force?
How did you do that? Thawne, tell me how you did it.
Nora,
Tell me. Thawne!
it's not for you.
You created your own Speed Force?
Yes, I did.
And I can access it to go back in time.
That and more.
Can you teach me how to use it?
Well, I have to warn you, Nora, it's a little bit negative.
Are you? I can't tell he's manipulating. I don't like it. It looks like he is. His face, smile. Ugh.
Now run.
No.
Listen to me, Nora. Breathe. Breathe. You're reaching out and nobody's there. The loneliness is pain. Pain. Racing through your mind.
Stop it.
Crushing you, wrecking you, shattering your soul into a million little pieces.
Ugh.
It didn't work. Thawne, why didn't it work? Do you mind running to the downstairs storage area and grabbing it?
Wait. You should use a modified field array. There's one in the upstairs archives.
No, actually, the inversion scanner would work best. Thank you.
No. Not since we upgraded our field arrays last year.
Ugh.
I'll get both.
You need help?
I'll get them both. Caitlin giving him an eye.
Is it me? Is it getting really cold in here?
Uh-oh.
Run!
Don't get caught in that, though, at Barry. Like that.
Come on,
I can barely feel his pulse.
He has hypothermia. His heart rate's dropping. We only have seconds to save him.
The suit doesn't heat up anymore?
This machine has a large power source I need to access to save Mr. Allen.
Watch out. That will work.
Alright, Joe.
Okay, if you insist.
Uh-oh.
Oh, crap.
Sorry.
Nora. Mom? Step away from him, please. Mom, it's okay. Eobard is helping me. He has a way for me to get back home.
I have time sphere. Just come with me here.
Step away from him now. Do you know what it's like to want something more than anything else in your whole life?
No!
Father?
No, it's becoming
Do
red!
your best to follow in his footsteps to make him proud? How could he leave me?
Wait, that's enough.
Nora, how could he stop loving me?
Ah! He didn't want her to do what? No! Ah! God!
Goodbye, Nora.
She's gone. She needs you both. United.
I'm only gonna say this once. You don't get to comment on us. You stay the hell out of our business, or you won't even make it to the end of that timer.
I like your anger. But don't let it drive Barry away. The only way for you to help Nora is by doing it as a family. Otherwise, you're simply leaving Barry. The exact same way he left Nora.
Should that affect her though? Oh wait, he broke it. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Well, it should. All our powers are dampened, so.
Save her. I'm gonna go get him.
Ha! Didn't see that coming, did you, buddy? Oh, I love when she does that. That's so cool. That's cool. Oh.
I'm gonna warm her up, all right?
Ooh. Oh, hi. Ah! Caitlin, no!
What a waste.
Let's just...
That's
Cicada?
That just leaves one more monster.
What are you doing here? We don't have time for you. Ugh. Oh. Ah. Caitlin. Surprised she didn't stab her. I don't know why she didn't, but I'm glad she didn't.
Do you want to maybe go get a drink? You can tell me more about elements you invented.
Now would be perfect.
A little wine bar.
It's gonna turn white, isn't it? Yeah. I realized that. They have a cure, though.
I was wrong. I shouldn't have left Nora or made that decision without you. Whatever it is that we have to figure out, we should have done it together.
I shouldn't have gone to the future without you. I shouldn't have left you like that. I mean, that was the same thing that I got so mad at you for. But I know now that we can't solve this if we don't stick together.
I can barely solve things with you, so without you.
Are we making jokes already? Really?
Breaks the tension.
Let's bring our kiddo.
I think Thawne might actually care about Nora.
You know it's her, show her already. God, I hate that so much.
Soon, Grace. Soon.
Oh, she used that to wake her up or something? Okay, well, who else cried, or at least teared up, whenever Barry and Iris were fighting? God, that was the worst. I mean, we saw Barry get angry last episode and shout at Iris a little bit, but not like this. And oh my God, I hated seeing them like that, and that felt like the most real. I don't know, man. That hit hard. I wasn't 100% sure whether he talked to her about it before because they didn't show it, but I thought maybe there was an off chance that he spoke to her off. You know, they didn't show them speaking about it, but no, he didn't. And I figured if that were the case, then there would be some kind of. There was always she wasn't gonna be happy, and they're always gonna have a talk, a fight. Still seeing it like that is just. It's Iris and Barry. You don't see them like that at each other often or at all. It's the first time, I think. They're both fantastic actors. It just Grant's rage, the way, I don't know, like they both did a phenomenal job in that scene, but for some reason Grant's pull like affected me more. Not maybe not by much, but it definitely affected me more. And those things he said, like the one line that I remember that sticks out is where he says, "Maybe you'd think differently if he killed your mom in front of you." Jesus, I can't believe that Barry would say that to Iris. But in a moment like that, when you're just fresh from being betrayed and you're having to take your daughter back and dealing with so many emotions, and the way that how emotions tend to affect Barry. Often in a fight, you'll say something when you're angry, like you say something you don't mean. You're not thinking clearly. I know people are upset with some people are upset with Barry for letting his emotions kind of get the better of him, or at least get to him. But it happens, not to Barry, not just to Barry, but to actual people. Like, it's a realistic response. You probably learn, but it's not something that you just always can fall back on. You can't always fall back on what you learn. You know, you're still human. Certain things will still affect you, and it's hard to always keep certain lessons in mind when something hits you that hard, and especially when it's something like so close as your daughter, who's like that you love so much and that you keep close to your heart. And when you find out that they've been working with your biggest enemy who murdered a family member, and your mom, for example, is a big one. It's not something that you can easily separate the emotions with your actions. It's not, and the hatred has just grown since. So that adds to the situation. I'm not backing up what Barry's decision. I still don't think he should have taken Nora, especially now that all she had was Thawne to go to. But I mean, getting mad at him for it isn't necessarily. It's not an easy thing to think of. It's easier to say that. It's easy to say something he shouldn't do and say that you wouldn't have gone that route. But unless you're put in that particular situation, you can't say for sure whether you would act the same way or react the same way. But luckily, Barry realized that he was wrong in doing so. So he realized that he shouldn't have abandoned her. After kind of having cooled down, at least from the initial hit of being told that she's working with Thawne and that she betrayed him, and that she kind of betrayed. She more so lied. She didn't necessarily betray them because she didn't do anything to work against them, but she is working with his arch nemesis. So coming fresh off of that, after he's had time to kind of cool down, like it's obviously still affecting him, but it's not just the amount of anger and pain that he was feeling. Not fresh, because it's still going to be there considering it still recently happened. He's able to kind of think clearly, and seeing what happened with Caitlin and her family, it hits him more, and he sees that even though a family member might go a way that may not be the best, you still shouldn't abandon them. Like, if they're trying their best to patch things up to protect their loved ones, and then you should still give them a chance. You shouldn't just straight out abandon them. I'm just glad that they worked it out, but I freaking hate that Nora stepped into the negative Speed Force. God, I'm so. And Thawne was wanting her to go in that in the first place. Was okay. Whenever he was telling her about it in the beginning, he seemed to smirk like this is something he's wanted, like he's been working towards. He knew that this whole thing would happen in the first place. But then when she was finally getting ready to actually tap into it, like whenever Irish showed up, it's like things changed. Like he's like, wait, that's enough, stop. he wanted her not to tap into it. Maybe I don't know if he's tried to help her since the beginning, or if he had a plan to manipulate her and somehow maybe getting him out of her. I don't know what his plan would have been, but he's actually grown to care about her the way he kind of grew to care about Barry. But he doesn't hate Barry the way he hates, or hate Nora the way he hated Barry. Or hates. I don't know if he still does or not. And now that he actually cares for her, seeing that she's going to be tapping into that pain, he immediately changes or realizes that he doesn't want her going through that and tapping into the negative Speed Force. The negative Speed Force, you tap into it by holding on and onto the pain and the rage and feeling alone and all the negative emotions and memories to tap into that. And unfortunately, she has a lot of that. The fact that her mom betrayed her, or that she felt that her mom lied to her, and her friend dying, her best friend dying, Barry turning his back on her. I'm so mad. I'm for sure they're gonna pull her back from it. I hope. Her lightning turned red. I knew that was gonna happen. I didn't want. Can you pull yourself out of the negative Speed Force? I really hope so. I don't want Nora to die. I hated that they pushed Sherlock away. They were still upset about that he. I guess not so much that he revealed Nora. It's just more so, I guess, that they're just feeling the emotions right now. The fact that she was working with Thawne, that's still weighing on them, and it kind of threw other events toward their family up a little bit, and so they're feeling resentful towards him for what they feel to be the cause of it. It's not. Obviously they're not right in placing the blame on him, but again, that's not something to easily think subjectively over or rationally. They saw Nora as a kid for one and welcomed her into the family, so it's like feeling like him being the cause of her being pushed away is, they're not gonna be too happy with him. So I obviously don't agree with them pushing him away, but I also understand why they did it. I'm glad that it worked out. They first he went to go. He was about to leave, and then he went to save Barry, which is cool, seeing how Sherlock has actually grown attached to them. He's grown close to them. He's grown to love them. Well, I don't know for sure to love them yet, but enough to think of them as friends, not necessarily family yet. Even though Ralph did say that he essentially said he's included in the family, but maybe not 100% sure at the point whenever he went to go save Barry that he necessarily thought of them as family. He might have, because he has he's been divorced a lot, so he keeps losing family, and feels like that he's not right for family, or that that nobody really wants him. So I guess he was able to latch onto them like a family. Yeah, he obviously didn't take it well when they kind of told him, "You've done enough." Luckily, it seems like they've accepted that. They've looked past it. They realized that they were wrong in shoving him off and telling him that he did enough, and they welcomed him into their family. So, is Grace going to use the cryo atomizer to wake up Grace or something, or boost her powers, or was she going to use the cryo thingy, the atomizer, to do something against the metas? I'm assuming it's to help Grace, like present Grace, just because she said, she just said almost, right? Like just almost. Okay, she just says soon, Grace. So that could mean she's going to use it to help Grace wake up or something, or It's just saying that soon we're gonna get rid of the metas. I don't know what her plan is exactly with the cryo stabilizer or atomizer. I don't know why she needed it. I don't know what to think about Thawne right now. Cause one, he definitely seemed like, I mean, even Iris said so. He seemed like he cared about Nora, and also he told Iris, like, don't let your anger drive you like and leave Barry the way he left Nora. That they need each other, and they need each other to bring Nora back. I don't. Like, what could if this was a manipulating plan? Like, what would be the goal? How would this fit in his plan? I don't. The thing is, he's one upped us so many times. Like he's proven to be a very intelligent, diabolical man. I just don't know if he's changed. Like this is future Thawne. This is later in his run. Oh, Jesus. Later in his life. Yeah, I don't know if he's taking a turn. I don't know if his... And last time they said last time we saw, he only had like 10 minutes left. So Nora was there for a bit. I'm pretty sure that he doesn't have... I'm pretty sure she was there longer than 10 minutes. Like in total, the rest of the time that she... Like whenever they first showed it when she was there, and then when she came back after failing to tap into the negative Speed Force before. And I don't know. It's just frustrating. Like this kind of... The more I'm pushed into thinking that he cares for Nora, and he might be trying to atone for what he's done, the more the other side of me wants to pull at it and say, no, that's how he gets you. Don't trust him. The moment you trust him, he's gonna trip you up and you're gonna fall flat on your face. Freaking this man's made me so... He's done so many terrible things, and he's been such a diabolical genius, and it's just... I can't pick one side or the other. I don't know what he's doing. Like even with the evidence, it's just hard to trust that he's doing this. It could have been his plan originally to manipulate her, but then things changed when he got closer. I don't know, but he's had a day to get closer to her. But I mean, he's in his last day of life. That could, bring somebody to get attached to somebody else quicker, and especially someone like Nora getting attached to them like a daughter. I don't know. It was such a freaking awesome episode, though. It was so well done. Like again, the scene with Barry and Iris, that as terrible and as bad as it made me feel, like as much as I hated seeing them go at each other like that, it was probably my favorite scene in this episode. Just because it was just so well written, so well acted, and I felt the emotions from both of them. Again, especially Barry, like the way he does emotion is just I always feel it the most next to John Wesley Shipp or Joe. God, that scene almost broke me, dude. Like I almost at first I was kind of just pulling back, the fact that they were fighting and hearing that it was, actually getting pretty heated. But then when it was going on for a little longer, not too much longer, it was maybe like 30 seconds more in, and things were getting much more heated. It was starting to really get into me, and I just, oh God, they're so good. Like the chemistry between them is great, and when there's a fight like this, I don't know, it just went so well. I hate it, but I loved it. I do feel bad for Caitlin though. Like she got her dad back finally after, he was taken away before by the icicle, I guess he's called. He finally broke free after he almost killed her. First she got stabbed. Like she freaking Jesus, that had hurt. But luckily, there's Frost's ice powers healed her. But he was about to kill her, but luckily he was able to pull himself back, stopping himself from killing her. But it's like as soon as she gets him back, he dies. Like he sacrifices himself to save her from Grace. And I feel so bad for Caitlin. Like she once she thought that maybe he had abandoned her for years, or no, that he had died, and then thinking that he was finding out that he's alive, or finding the possibility that he's alive, and then thinking because of that he might have not wanted to see her because he hadn't contacted her all these years. Then finally getting him back, and then turning out that he's actually Icicle. You know, he does have a split personality, and then him attacking them, getting away, and then finally, and then him attacking again, finally getting him back, like actually getting him back. He apparently, permanently broke free of the guy. We won't know now because he's dead. She loses him because he sacrificed himself to kill her, not to kill her, sorry, sacrificed himself to save her. Caitlin just can't get a break. Like everybody she loves. Well, I can't say that because we still have the other guys. But like Ronnie, he dies. Like she thinks he dies. She gets him back. They get married. He actually dies. And then they were trying to have that relationship with Zolomon, we thought was Jay Garrick. He turns out to be bad, so that didn't work out. Obviously, she just can't catch a break. Nobody here seems to be able to catch a break. It's a little unfair, a little uncool. I mean, it's in the world of superheroes. There's always tragedy, but god dang it, these poor people, they deserve happiness. God, I hope we get Nora back soon, man. We have 4 episodes left, right? Or 3? Because I think we're just going to 22. So 20, 21, 22. We should just have 3 episodes. 3 episodes. For real? Is this just 2 seasons or 20? Are we just going to 22 this season? If it's 20, either way, 22 or 23, we have 3 to 4 episodes. That's ridiculous. It doesn't feel like that. God, it's already almost at the season finale. I really hope we get her back next episode. I don't want her to die. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about it, but Ralph's never met Thawne, has he? Because we got him last season. And we never dealt with Eobard. Well, we dealt with him in the crossover, but Ralph wasn't there. He's never met Thawne, and it's weird, like seeing him. The first face he sees him as his Wells face, and he's only seen he's seen Harry, right? He met Harry, right? Yeah, he met Harry. But he's only seen Sherlock and Harry, the good versions of the Wells, and then he sees Eobard, and it's just he definitely gives off a different air, different presence. And just you could see it in Ralph too. He wasn't like he was weirded out or something by it. I wonder if there was something else that was supposed to be there, if he was just seeing Thawne for the first time, and it was strange for him. Okay, so obviously, Caitlin's mom is a meta now. Now, the difference here, I don't know if the cure works on them differently. Like, do they still? I don't remember. Do they still have like dark matter in them that causes them to be that way? Because theirs was like kind of stemmed sort of from a disease, or at least it was supposed to be a cure for the disease, and it kind of had this effect instead. But she didn't have the disease, so it was just the cure or whatever that had the effect. So I'm wondering, is it the same genetic makeup? Would the cure attack it the same way and bring her back to normal? Like, could they use that on her? Or would this make her mom, like, if not, like if they don't realize it, will her other side be bad? Like Icicle was? And how Killer Frost used to be? I hope they don't have I hope they don't pit her against her mom like they did the dad. The one that's gonna suck for Caitlin. She just can't catch a break if that ends up being the case. Also, it's just I don't want to go through that again. Yeah, that's all I got down for the episode. I probably missed something, and I apologize if I did. But yeah, that's all I have. I'm so freaking worried for Nora. I don't want her to die. Like again, things will be rewritten, so it wouldn't be terrible because the timeline would be changed if we can stop Cicada, and things change how they raise Nora, and then she wouldn't have to end up going back in time to do this whole thing. So she technically wouldn't be dead, but I don't want this Nora to die. I don't want her to die. I want her to be brought back. I want them to stop Cicada. You know, I want that just to be a happy season finale. Is that too much to ask? Happy season finale with no repercussions. But, I mean, the repercussions is what leads into the next season, so it's like... I mean, it doesn't have to. Arrow did that. I mean, it didn't lead into the best season. Like, whenever season 3 ended with a kind of a happy ending with nothing really leading to the next. Season 4 wasn't great. But, I mean, it wasn't because of the send-off from season 4. But that's not like the curse. You know, if you end it happy without repercussions or without anything that will lead on to the next season, you're just cursed with a bad season. Well, guys, that's it for this week's episode of The Flash. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check out the rest of our stuff, go and click the bell right next to me. And if you want to stick around for next week's episode, go and click the subscribe button on it. And if you want to be notified whenever our videos go out, go and click the bell icon down below. Again, guys, that's it for this week's episode. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you next week.